I don't know. Do you think that this tinfoil hat makes my gray hair stand out too much? Oh, hi there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here, and today we're going to have another tinfoil talk about all of the clues that are coming out on Dead by Daylight's social media. First of all, I want to thank everybody for all your support watching these tinfoil talk videos. I saw many of you were vibing with my video here about Candyman for Chapter 21 DLC. In fact, even Tony Todd, the man himself, like instantly retweeted this tweet about the video, and I was like, oh, blew my mind. I'm like, oh, I know Tony is like really present on Twitter, so I was like, he's on Twitter a lot, but he did it so quickly, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. No matter what, right or wrong, it's really cool that Tony Todd retweeted that. And then I noticed also that Matthew Cote retweeted it too. And I'm like, oh, that might be a bad sign here, actually, that it's not Candyman. Because why would Matthew be retweeting something if that was what it really was? Unless he knows that I know that he knows that if he retweets it, that I'll think that that means that that's not what it is. So it's reverse psychology. Yeah. And then building on that, I had mentioned here on Twitter that King and I have a bet that if I'm right about Candyman, he is going to buy me a Tesla. And Matthew responded to that saying, I need to start getting in on these bets. I'd love a Tesla, which people are like, wait a minute, did you just confirm that it is Candyman and Paulie's getting a Tesla? I think it's more in the vein of like, if he would say, hey, I want to have a bet too. Let's just pick a license out of the air. Hey guys, like, King, what if it's Victor Crowley from Hatchet? Can I get a Tesla? Let's do a bet. And, you know, he obviously would have an inside advantage because he knows what it is. But that was pretty funny. So, all right, so we're going to talk about first these letter clues that are coming out in all the tweets from Dead by Daylight. Okay, so thus far, Dead by Daylight has released 3 different letter clues on their social media. By the time I'm done editing this video, there may be another letter, but as of right now, recording this, there are 3 letter clues. They started to appear yesterday in this order. First, we started out with this tweet of the circus carnival area of the Father Campbell's Chapel map, with these 2 clown emojis on it, and I was like, 2 clowns, that means we're getting a second clown. It's Pennywise. There's a hidden letter here. I'll go over that in a minute after we look at all 3 of the tweets. We'll go into them more specifically. The next tweet after that was this one here. You can take a seat and chat with any Dead by Daylight character. Who do you choose? And there's a letter S here in the fire, and we'll look at that one a little more closely too. And then today we simply wound up with the letter A with 7 A's here at the top. Okay, so with these 3 letters, I, S, and A, people have developed different theories and they think that it spells something. The predominant theories yesterday involved Springtrap, Candyman, Pennywise. The A kind of throws a wrench into that one. Those are what I would say are the top 3 that people are talking about, but there's definitely other ones that are on the table. People are talking about Spiral from Saw. I even saw Child's Play in the mix, Hellraiser. Did I get them all? I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. I feel like the devs have picked like the letters that share the most commonality with a bunch of different properties to get us all running around in different directions, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And this kind of misdirection play is definitely what I would be doing if I was in charge of all of this stuff, to keep people on their toes so they don't know what's coming out. So we're going to look at these clues and how they pertain to the top 3 theories right now. Okay, starting with the first image, this is the Carnival Area from the Father Campbell's Chapel map. And this is the one that had the 2 clown emojis on it, so that's what fed into the Pennywise theory, the addition of a second clown to the game. But if we look at what's actually in the image, up here at the top, the sign here, there's an additional letter in the sign. So if you look at where it says circus, there are 2 I's in it. So we have an extra letter I. So that's where we've collected this letter from. Now, if we look down on the bottom left-hand side, we see that Ace is trapped in the cage. So now this starts to line up with Springtrap from FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's, if you don't know what that is, where the initial reveal of Springtrap in the Five Nights at Freddy's game was this box of text here where we saw repeating letters that revealed the identity of the new character in the new FNAF video game. And it says, "My name is Springtrap." We had double letters appearing in all of this text. And we see that double letter action here where we see two eyes in circus. And obviously I is also in Springtrap. Ace being in the cage, he's trapped in the cage, Springtrap. Oh, and about the two clowns, well, I'll just say that, you know, when a man clown and a woman clown love each other very much, they have a circus baby. Okay, so on the second one here, we see the location of the Crotus Pren Asylum map with this bench surrounded by bushes on either side and that greenhouse area in the back and the fire barrel here in the front. And I'll just note that both the Crotus Pren Asylum and the Father Campbell's Chapel map that have been seen in these first two images were both locations that were ravaged by fire, which is a theme that runs throughout the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise regarding Springtrap. If you don't know, Springtrap has the soul of William Afton trapped inside of that animatronic. He died within it, I believe, and he's trapped in there now, so it's an actual person. It isn't a robot. And if we look close at this fire barrel, hovering just above the fire, we can see this letter S. So S is in Springtrap, and S is also in Pennywise. And to connect this to Pennywise, in the movie It, Ben Hanscom writes this little haiku, a kind of a love letter that he gives secretly, anonymously to Beverly Marsh, in which it says, "Your hair is winter fire, January embers, my heart burns there too." And so we have this burning theme, and we see a letter, not a physical letter in an envelope, but a letter, the letter S, burning in the fire. So there's your Pennywise connection there. Now finally, on this one here, there are many people who believe they see Springtrap way at the back of this picture, and I was like, huh? And so, you know, we wound up using the Super Troopers technology, and we enhance it. And I personally think that it is just a rock with a crow on top, but I definitely see what people think, why they think that this is Springtrap. At a distance, at a glance, it definitely does look like Springtrap. This is that pareidolia effect where you see what you want to see in imagery. It happens all the time, but it's always fascinating to see. But yeah, I definitely see what they're talking about, but I think it's a crow on a rock. But that doesn't mean it isn't Springtrap. Okay, and then finally we just simply have this letter A here, which obviously A plays into Springtrap. And that, like, it looks like the devs just said, okay, you all figured out that we're just doing hidden letters here, so you're on to us with the letter thing, so we're not going to wind up hiding a letter, just A. A's the next letter. There you go, A. And then it just has 7 A's here at the top. And the belief here is that this signifies a jump scare from Five Nights at Freddy's. Ah, you know. So, you know, I think it looks pretty strong. The Springtrap FNAF theory looks pretty strong at this point. We're obviously going to take in more information. But first, we're going to go back to Candyman. I know people are like, Paulie, just give up on the whole Candyman thing. And I'm like, no, I don't think I will. So, if you don't know about Candyman's lore, Candyman was persecuted for loving a woman of a different race and hunted down and tortured and killed. And he wound up having a child with the love of his life, Caroline Sullivan, whose name is Isabel. His daughter, Isabel. I-S-A. So there's your ISA for that, to connect it into Candyman. Also, people think that the ISA lines up with the movie posters, the advertisements that have been coming out for this new Candyman movie, in which it simply says, "Say it." All 3 of those letters, I, S, and A, are in "Say It" for Candyman. Say his name, say it. So there's that. And then Dead by Daylight had a patch out today, which is kind of weird how they had described this, but it says, "A little crow told me that patch 5 1.1 is hatching today, and they have this egg obviously Pennywise lays eggs as a creature, so there's that connection to Pennywise if you don't want to give up on that one. But also there's an egg that appears in Candyman 3 where the great-great-granddaughter Caroline Sullivan goes to see this spiritual woman, and she holds up this raw egg to her and tells her to speak the name of the evil that is persecuting her. So she says Candyman into the egg, and then the woman cracks the egg onto a plate and leaves it there. This is supposed to release her from the evil of Candyman. But then when she leaves the room and Caroline is alone in the room with the egg gets a spot of blood on it and it starts to run, and then a bee crawls out of the egg. So look, I can tie Candyman to everything. So there's that. So that's why, you know, I'm still not giving up on Candyman. Okay, so as I'm editing the video, we have a couple more tweets here. Maybe these are letters, maybe they aren't. Dead by Daylight retweeted this tweet from the parent company about the Montreal Pride Festival, in which we see all of the employees wearing these behavior logo shirts with the BE on it. So are these part of it? If we're counting out the letters, we got I, S, A, B, E. We're almost there to Isabel, the name of Candyman's daughter. Maybe that's not it, but hey, it's a journey I'm willing to take. And then they also retweeted this here from Dead by Daylight Mobile with the finish this build here for National Lazy Day. And they write RT. So like we just saw them retweet the Behavior Parent Company tweet, and they didn't write RT on that. You don't need to write RT when you're retweeting. So is this a purposeful RT put here to add to our pile of letters to spell out Springtrap? Or does it mean nothing? Because then further down in the post, you see that Dead by Daylight puts their own tweet and they put the perk red herring here. So is everything here a red herring? Does any of it mean anything? Is the RT part of it? Yes or no? Are we spelling out Springtrap? Nobody knows, but it is fun. Those are your three predominant theories. Like I said, there are some other ones that people think that this could all just be a tie-in to Spiral, which is coming out in 4K on DVD Blu-ray this week, and they had that Boop the Snoot promotion. So there's obviously more properties that it could be. It's not just limited to this. So there's lots more that could come out and other things it could be, but those are your three predominant theories here. And yeah, I pretty well spent like the whole day yesterday just glued to Twitter to see if they were going to drop clue after clue. And literally my son was like, he had to be the adult in the situation. Like, okay, Dad, why don't you just step away from the computer for now and come have lunch and just think about this for a while. It's almost 4 o'clock. That literally happened. And then Honey Bear, this is Honey Bear art, by the way. Make sure you're following Honey Bear on Twitter. Amazing artist. And then Honey Bear memed me again today with this. Me glued to Twitter making the theory videos. Not now, son. Your dad's busy theorizing. There's a GD Tesla on the line. It's hashtag it's Candyman for sure. So Honey Bear always portrays me as old man Blight with the tinfoil hat on. It's Candyman for sure this time. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you to bed now. So that's hilarious. Thank you all, as always, for all the love and the memes. I know you meme because you love Honey Bear. Thank you for that. So that's all I have for you today. Probably going to be more to come through the week. If you believe the data miner information that the public test build to test new content will be on the 17th next Tuesday. We're probably going to see more teasers. This stuff is coming out for a reason from Dead by Daylight, right? So, yeah. Stay tuned. It's a lot of fun. You know, look, I realize that my track record might not be the best. I have gotten some things right. I've gotten some things terribly wrong. But I'd say we always have fun, don't we? So, and that's the whole point of it. This is always an exciting time for Dead by Daylight to see what the new stuff is that's coming and be surprised and have fun with it. And that's what that's what I enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this craziness in the comments. And don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. It's a Gen Rush life for us. It's a Gen Rush life for us. Set a hiding, we do gens. Set a randoms, we got friends. It's a Gen Rush life.